Welcome to the 12 Days of Docker. My name is Matthew Bingham, and today we're going to go over installing one of my favorite ones, and it is to set up a jump or launch page. This was more like a home page as well, so that you can get access to all of your different containers, and it makes it a lot easier so that all you have to remember really is one IP address for this. Eventually, we'll get to the point where we're going to actually have a domain name or fully qualified domain name for each one. That way it'd be easier to find it that way. And we'll be using HTTPS to do that. But that's a further down the line. We just want to get you used to using Docker, setting it up, playing around with it in your home lab, and get used to using the different commands. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to install a container called Dashy. Dashy is a dashboard that will allow you to use it as a jump spot to go to different types of systems or different containers or different things that you have on your network that you want to be able to access from a single, basically, pane of glass. So first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to log into our system that we already have. And there, this one here, I've actually created fresh for these YouTube videos. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have a folder called containers or whatever you would like so that you know where those files are located. So for me, I just create it right off from my home user. You can put it wherever you'd like. So we're going to do a make directory container, and then we're going to change it into that container. From there, we're now going to create a directory called Dashy, and then we're going to change into that directory. Here's the same standard nano, and then we're going to do a Docker compose YAML. And from there, we're actually going to paste, which I'll have the location for the Docker compose file for Dashy. So there is our Docker compose file. Basically, you have your services, the name of the container, or the container service name. Ports 8295 is going to be the one that you're going to access it from. 8080 is the one that's going to be running internally. You've got your volumes, one for the configuration file and another one for the icons. And then our container name is going to be Dashy, restart unless stopped, and then the image where it's pulling it from. So everything looks good from a Docker Compose stand, and save it. Just as a side note, I know sometimes when I have cut and pasted things from Windows or from different websites and stuff like that, sometimes the YAML does not come across correctly when you paste it in there. So for instance, this is for Dashy, and I'm just going to do a nano Docker config real quick. And I've put mistakes in here on purpose because I want to show you this. And this is just a actual program that you can install on your system that you can use to check for YAML errors. I mean, right now you look at it, you say, "No, it looks good. You're ready to go." But what you can do is run the program. So you'll do first off, you want to make sure that the program's installed, and it's called YAML lint. And I have it installed because I do use it. Once you have that installed, next thing you will do is you'll run YAML lint. After running the command on the Docker Compose, it comes back and lets us know what line number and where there may be errors. Along it says we got wrong indentation, and then we've also got the warning missing document start. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into that file, our Docker file. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to do a -L, or give it an argument of L. And what this will do is it'll give it a line number. So we know that 1, 1, there's an issue, 3, 5, 4, 6, and 10. So 1, 3, 4, 6, 10. So we're going to do a nano L, and that way we've got our lines. So it says, it doesn't have the start. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, like it says. This looks good. And then YAML wants usually just 2 spaces. So we can see that this is a space off. So this is our line 3. So there's 2 there. 1, 2, we're good. 1, 2, we're good. Back in line here, that looks good. This looks good. This looks good. This looks good. And the image looks like it's off. So I'm going to leave this off by 1. And we're going to close it and say save. And then we're going to run YAML enter again. And there should be just the one error. And we can see that the error's on the 11th line. So now we'll do a L again, and there's the 11th line, and then we're going to correct that, and we're going to hit X. and Y to save. And we're going to run the linter one last time. And if you get nothing back, that means that it's clean. So we're good to go there. So we're going to clear the screen. And now we're going to run the Docker Compose up. Sorry for all that information. Now we'll just do the easy Docker Compose up. And we'll see that's pulling the latest down. Okay, looks like it has downloaded it. Everything looks good. We're just going to do a quick Docker Compose logs. And it says that welcome to Dash. Your new dashboard is now up and running in Docker. So we're good there. Everything looks like we're doing well. And scroll up. And everything looks good there. And make sure you give it a little bit of time so that it's done doing the build. So everything looks good there. It brings down different icons and stuff like that as well. So now if we do a list or a tree command, I'll do a clear first. Do a tree command. We can see that it created a config.yaml and an icons folder. So that looks good on that part. Next thing we want to do is verify what the actual port is. So we can do a docker ps just to see if everything is up and running. It is up and running, and we are going to be going to port 8295 in the browser window and put in our port. And there is Dashy. If you get in too early, it'll say that it's building and going through the different configuration stuff. Just let it go through its process. It won't take that long to do it. And this is Dashy. This is where this is your landing spot. You can get really to get started if you want. I usually just leave it there just to have it. So I'm just going to minimize that. We're actually going to use an icon on this one. And what we need to do is the best place is actually to go to Dashy. I've got the link right here. Bring it in. And basically it's Dashy TO docs icons. I'll put the link in the description. But here you got your different icons that you can use. You can download some. Some are automatically there. I actually like to use the self-host are nice. I also do the home lab as well. So we're just going to do home lab. Let's say you just HL dash, and then you can see if the actual image will pop up. And you can also search as well. So for this, we're just going to do a HL and then Proxmox. Usually everything's in lowercase. Our service URL, that's going to be, how do we get to this server? So that is going to be here on our Proxmox, this first part all the way to there. And we're going to paste that right here. And we're going to say opening method. You can have it, same tab or new tab. I'm going to say new tab for that. And I'm going to hit save. And as you can see now, there is an actual Proxmox home with the icon and stuff like that. So that part's really good. Next thing is we're going to create a new section. And this is going to be where we give it the 12 days of Docker. And inside of here, this is an icon. I'm going to do HL again and select Docker. And it wants to know how many rows and columns. I don't know how many we're going to have, to be honest with you. Well, I say that, but there's going to be 12. So we could say 3 by 4. And hit save. But we've got infrastructure. We got this getting started, which we can move. I know I said I like to leave mine on there, but I am actually going to remove that for now. And it's just a right click remove. But we are all set for this. I'm going to hit add new item. We're going to put in Dashy. We're going to go to our self description, and we're going to put our IP address in there. Opening method, we can just say same tab and click save. And now we have our first Docker for 12 days of Docker. And next item, we'll add it here, and then it'll just keep going across, and then it'll go down for that. So we've got our infrastructure, we've got our 12 days of Docker. We are all set to go with the now that our page is configured thus far. We'll go to save to disk, and it says that config has been saved. And now we are set to go. If we select the Proxmox home and infrastructure, it will go out to the virtual server there. If I hit Dashy, it'll actually just go right back to Dashy. I just want to show you that we're going to be adding more, obviously, as we go along. So that's this part of it. Next will be the next day of Docker, and we'll install another Docker container. You'll just have to wait and see it till tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great rest of the day.